Big Bop. Let's go ahead and take action. Let's go ahead and copy this Sheltered by Ghosts. So we get to create a token that's a copy of it. And what does Elspeth say? If a token gets created, create two. So we basically just got a double Sheltered by Ghosts right there. Get to put so many counters on Calix. Hey there, neighbor, and welcome to another MTG Arena Standard video. Today, the key card we're looking at is Calix, Guided by Fate. This legendary enchantment creature, human druid, says whenever Calix or another enchantment you control enters, we get to put a +1/+1 counter on any target creature. And then whenever Calix or an enchanted creature that we control deals combat damage to a player, we can create a token that's a copy of an enchantment that we control. Do this only once per turn. One of the best enchantments that we can make a copy of would be Sheltered by Ghosts. Of course, just exiling anything that the opponent has, giving our creature lifelink, +1/+0, and ward 2. Such a good card for 2 mana. And then I guess the next best enchantment to copy would be Caretaker's Talent. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with this card. Every time a token enters the battlefield, we get to create a card. And then for 1 mana, we can level it up to create a copy of a token that we control. And level 4, I think, is like all creatures we get +2/+2 or something like that. So I know I called it an enchantment deck. Those are kind of the only enchantments we control. Well, I guess that's not true. We do also have Dollmaker Shop. I know it's in the 6 or 5 mana slot, but normally we cast it just for 2 mana. So we'll go ahead and drop him in the 2 mana slot to play the actual Dollmaker Shop side. And then it says whenever 1 or more non-toy creatures we control attack, we get to create a 1/1 white toy artifact. I have tested this before. If you attack with Calix and you are able to do combat damage to a player and you copy the Dollmaker Shop, unfortunately, both sides of this enchantment come in locked. So you would have to spend mana to unlock either the Dollmaker Shop side or the Porcelain Gallery side. So this isn't really the best one that you want to copy with Calix. It's really Sheltered by Ghosts is really the main one that you want to copy. And then we have a few other low to the ground creatures: the Spellbook Vendor, Optimistic Scavenger, Llanowar Elves, and then the Dust Legion Duelist. I really like this one. He has Vigilance, and whenever you put a +1 counter on him, you get to draw cards. So in combination with Caretaker's Talent, we do actually have quite a bit of card draw in this deck. Also, because there are a few ways to actually put +1 counters on a creature. Of course, we saw Calix, but then the other half of the deck is honestly kind of a Super Friends package. We have Elspeth, Stormslayer, such a good Planeswalker right now. Might be one of the best ones in Standard. It's from the new Tarkir set. If 1 or more tokens would be created under our control, we get to create twice that many tokens. So I guess the dream combo would be having Elspeth down, having Calix Guided by Fate, as well as the Sheltered by Ghosts, attack through with Calix, and then we can create a token of one of our enchantments. So we could create a token of Sheltered by Ghosts, and that token would get doubled thanks to Elspeth. So then we would be able to exile 2 more things from the opponent. That would be absolutely busted. But even with her +0 ability, it says put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. So that's a way to trigger the Dust Legion Duelist. And then we also have Ajani, Caller of the Pride. It's a Planeswalker that I don't think gets enough love for 3 mana, which is quite cheap. His +1 ability of put a +1/+1 counter up to 1 target creature is a way to, of course, trigger the Dust Legion Duelist. But his -3 ability is kind of a sneaky way to kind of close out a game pretty quickly. Target creature gains flying and double strike until the end of the turn, which is quite nice. And then finally, the last Planeswalker we have is the Eternal Wanderer. Her +1 ability, exile 1 target artifact or creature, and then return that creature to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of that player's next end step. Her +0 says create a 2/2 Samurai creature token with double strike. And of course, if we have Elspeth on the battlefield, we would be creating 2 of those tokens. So that's a pretty nice way for some token generation. And then, of course, Overlord of the Mistmoors. This actually is also an enchantment, and I'm pretty sure he could be copied by Calix if we are able to swing through and deal damage to the opponent. And this Overlord of the Mistmoors one, the art, I think looks absolutely amazing. And I know he's in the 6 mana slot, but normally we pay him for 4 mana for that impending cost. So the deck isn't quite as expensive as it originally looked. It's kind of just these 2 Planeswalkers that are 5 and 6 mana respectively. So yeah, that's more or less the deck. So let's jump into some games and see how it does. All right, we get to go first. I will keep this hand, 3 lands, some creatures to play on turn 2, and then a Johnny Caller of the Pride for turn 3. Caretaker's Talent is also really, really nice. Should we go with that one on turn 3? I think we go with a Johnny. I think we go with a Johnny. Opponent playing a Boros deck. I feel a sneeze coming up. Thank you. Alright, I do see that the opponent puts Quintorius into the battlefield. I really hope they're not that infinite, you know, breaching the Dragonstorm deck.
Those who cannot. True strength comes from within.
Alright, let's go ahead and attack the opponent down. Next turn, we might just deploy these 2 creatures. Alright, and we do see black all of a sudden. So, maybe a Mardu deck. Opponent hovering over a Johnny. They do choose to destroy him, which is a little bit unfortunate, but
One day.
they're going to exile him from the graveyard. That's fine. Do we get down Caretaker's Talent? You know what? Let's get down these 2. No, let's just play this creature right now. Did miss a land drop, though, which sucks. Okay, let's get the elf down. And then, indeed, we can pay 1. Put a Wicked Roll token on our Spellbook vendor. And let's just put a +1 counter on him as well. And let's attack for 5 damage. We do get a Scry. I don't think we need another Caretaker's Talent. Opponent does hit their land drop. Probably looking to remove the Spellbook vendor. That's another Bitter Triumph they have, so that's a little bit unfortunate for us. We do hit a land drop, which is really nice. And then I think we go Spellbook vendor into a Caretaker's Talent. And then let's put a +1 counter on our Optimistic Scavenger. Opponent does have some interaction, it looks like. It's a Soul Partition. Yikes. That's fine, though. They are down to 10. So this is a 2-turn clock that we currently have on board. Oh. Of course, they have a Zombify in their hand. Alright, well, unfortunately, the Eternal Wanderer doesn't really do anything for us. If they do play another creature, though, I guess we could remove it with the Wandering Emperor. Well, they sacrifice them, so they'd still get the Vaultborn Tyrant back. Yikes. Alright, let's definitely pay the 1. So this is a token entering, so we do get some card draw. Another Eternal Wanderer. I'm going to go ahead and say no attacks. So opponent down to 1 card in hand, plus their top deck. Let's hope it's not another Zombify. Not that they would have anything to bring back. They're gonna scroll shift, yikes. So I think they are probably that like Quintorius, like Breaching Dragonstorm deck. So they're back up to 16. They do have a kill spell. Again, they are down to just 1 card in hand. It is a land drop. Let's actually just go ahead and play the Wandering Emperor. Or the Eternal Wanderer.
Make the most of the little time I have.
And then let's just create a double striking token. We get a
them the
card
edge of
draw
the
off
blade.
that. We'll go ahead and say no attacks. And then they are going to be tapped out.
We'll regroup elsewhere.
Yo, this is so annoying. Why do they get 2 cards off that? Kind of crazy. Do we go with the Dollmaker shop? Yeah, let's just go with this one. 7. I guess on this double strike. And then we can attack with this guy. They're going to exile the Wanderer. That's fine. I will take an Overlord. If we could give our team flying as well, we might be able to close it out. So they do take that damage. So they're down 2 scroll shifts. 3 cards in hand. One of them's a land. Hopefully the opponent has ran out of gas. Oh. Alright, I'm not sure they'll blow up the board. But they do choose to put that in their hand. Oh, we really need Elspeth to give our whole team flying. That would be amazing. I'm just going to go ahead and take the 6 damage. Hope they don't have a scroll shift. So, did we actually get them? I'm going to risk it. I'm going to go ahead and bounce this one. Or not bounce it. I'm going to technically give them a scroll shift. I'm going to exile this one.
Made it just in time.
And I'm
I'll
just going
handle
to
this one.
pray. Let's go ahead and make a token copy of this one. Get some card draw. It is a land. We do get a scry. Calix doesn't really help us right now. I think we got them. Yes. Alright, that was a really good game. Opponent with some really nice value, especially just scroll shifting that Vaultborn Tyrant turn after turn after turn. But the Eternal Wanderer, Planeswalker, I honestly haven't seen in a while. I'd be surprised if you guys have also seen this one lately. But yeah, the +1 being able to kind of get rid of their Trumpeting Carnosaur for a turn. Of course, it is coming back next turn, so if they did have something, it could have been a blowout for us, but I think we had to try that. So, yeah, GG, on to the next. All right, we get to go first. I do like this hand because I do like Dust Legion Duelist, but we don't currently have a way to put counters on him, so let's hope we find that. And then, yeah, let's hope we hit our 3rd land drop so we can go Caretaker's Talent. Card draw off that will be really, really nice. Calix is also a really nice draw. So yeah, hopefully we hit a land drop. I think all lands we have will come in untapped. Thank you, game. Ask and you shall receive. Let's go Calix. Didn't seem like the opponent has a stick, so let's go ahead and put a +1 on our Dusk Legion for some card draw. And then, yeah, next turn we can go with Caretaker's Talent. Opponent with a Screaming Nemesis. That is fine, because we will be able to take that one out eventually. With either a Sheltered by Ghosts or one of our Planeswalkers. We are up to 5 mana, so if they play another creature, could maybe think about answering the board. Screaming Nemesis, kind of annoying, because, yeah, Sheltered by Ghost does give us some life gain. But at least they're not too aggressive right now. There's a Hydra. Yeah, I'm actually fine trading with that one. They can probably use those treasure tokens for something. Yikes, I was really hoping for a land. So let's go Optimistic Scavenger into Caretaker's Talent. Let's put a +1 on our Calix. Let's actually put another +1. And then to any other target. Yo, this card is so pushed. For 3 mana? Yikes. Alright, let's see what the opponent drops on us. Say Terror of the Peaks. That is pretty scary. I guess, yeah, if they start playing some creatures, yeah, you can start shooting some stuff down. Let's actually hope he doesn't go for our elf. Nice. Oh, come on, game. We really, really need a land drop. Alright, well, at least we'll get double card draw off these tokens. Get a card draw off Dusk Legion, so I'm actually going to keep this elf because I think next turn, do we just go aggressive right now? That's 9 damage, it's kind of forced to block. Let's go with it because we're just going to sack the board next turn, more or less. We are just going to sack the board with the Wanderer. So 4 damage. They're taking out our Calix. Honestly, that's fine, because like I said, we're just going to clear the board next turn. We get a tab treasure token, which actually gives us some card draw, which is really nice. And a Bone Horde. Yo, that's really nice for the opponent. 5 damage to our Dusk Legion Duelist. That really sucks, but again, I think we got them. I think we got them. Does choose to attack with that one. That's actually the creature we want to keep alive right now for them. So, yeah, with the Wanderer, let's just go ahead, clear the board for each player.
Kneel before the Emperor of Kamigawa.
We're going to let them keep that creature right there. We can actually upgrade the talent to create a token copy of this one. Get some double card draw right there. And then we can attack them for 2. Discard a card. Honestly, I don't think we need a Llanowar Elf anymore. I will keep the lands. So yeah, whatever they play next turn, we'll just go ahead and get rid of it with Sheltered by Ghosts, and then we'll play our Ajani to give our Insect double strike. So opponent does have a lot of mana to work with. It's another Bone Horde. But like I said, we're just going to exile him with the Sheltered by Ghosts. Another Screaming Nemesis. Kind of annoying, but yeah, we have a bunch of flyers. And yeah, opponent down to just one card in hand. So that is fine by me.
I can't focus.
So Sheltered by Ghosts, 100% the play. Give me that one. And then let's play a Dusk Legion Duelist. We have enough for a Johnny as well. Let's go ahead and put a +1 counter on this guy, and then we actually still have enough mana to make a copy of this 4/2. I guess it comes in as a 2/2. We get the double card draw from that. And yeah, we don't need the Restless Prairie. So opponent down to just one card in hand. And then, yeah, even if they play a flying creature, we can just go with the Wanderer to kind of scroll shift it or, yeah, ephemerate it, juggle it. Technically not bounce it to their hand, but, yeah, I think that's GG. They might, of course, have a massive board wipe. I will double block this guy. He was giving them a lot of treasure tokens. Target creature gets +2. Can they sack him? I guess if they do, that's still only 7 damage. Well, no, because it might be a fling effect. Oh, it's just a Terror of the Peaks. So yeah, like I said, even if they play even if they play a flying creature, might be one of the biggest GGs. So let's just give this one double strike, and then this creature exile until next turn.
Have a nice trip.
Have a nice trip indeed. Eternal Wanderer, tell him to have a nice trip and get out of here. So yeah, back up to 17. That was another very clean game. GG. Alright, we get to go first again. I feel like we've gone first a lot this video, but I'm not complaining, and this is a really good hand. Do only have 2 mana, but can essentially play our entire hand. So I think turn 2 will be Dusk Legion. And sure, let's just punch the opponent for 1. So yeah, we can either go with Sheltered by Ghosts or another Optimistic Scavenger. That creature can't block yet, so I don't feel... Oh, Calix is a really nice draw. Is there a stick? I don't know. I'm just going to go with this creature. They do have something. So let's attack with both these guys. The upkeep, you may mill a card. So they do hit their third land drop. Breakout, look at the top 6, reveal a creature card. So that one gains haste. Do we remove this creature? Well, we miss another land drop. I think we will remove that creature. So let's just stacking +1 counters on our Dusk Legion Duelist. do get some card draw for that. There is our land drop finally. It's too bad that only triggers once per turn, but let's go ahead and swing through. Big 5 damage. I'm going to gain 5 life as well, which is nice. So we're up to 25. Opponent gets to mill. They have Overprotect. That's a funny card. The card art looks so funny as well. It's like a turtle holding these 2 fans. Alright, so this dude is online now. So I think we will play a Calix. Yeah, for sure. We're going to play Calix. Land drop, I'm really happy about. And yeah, we might be over-investing into our Dusk Legion Duelist, but if we put 3 counters on him this way, we do get a land drop, which is nice, but now he is up to 7 toughness. They honestly kind of have to block, and if they double blocked him, he still survives. So, BAP. Big 8 damage to 33 life. 2, 4. We'll be up to 5 mana. Another breakout. So they will have quite a few creatures right now. Oh, did they miss? Yikes, that kind of sucks for them. That kind of sucks for them. Honestly, I think that's kind of it for our opponent. I think that's kind of it. They don't have enough to target the Dusk Legion because he has Ward 2. Yeah, that was kind of a blowout, but let's assume maybe they had an Overprotect. They just had 1 mana though, so I really don't know what they had. Next turn anyway, we were going to brush land. We were going to play Overlord of the Mistmoors. And that counts as an enchantment entering, so we would get 3 counters. I think we could put 2 on Calix, just so he would not die. They would have to double block him, and I guess 1 more on Dusk Legion Duelist just to get that card draw. And then I guess attack with everyone. So they would 100% have to use 1 creature to block Dusk Legion, and I guess the other creature to block Calix, so it'd still be getting 2 damage through. So, yeah, GG, on to the next. All right, we get to go first again. I think we've gone first every game today, which is, I'm not complaining. And another pretty good hand, turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3 play being Calix. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Even though Swamp, we know for sure they will have a ton of removal. There is even a stick right there, so yeah, there's a cut down, which I'm fine with. We have to get those out of their hand eventually. And I guess the question is, do we risk it again? Dollmaker shop actually might be really nice. So yeah, they just get rid of our Optimistic Scavenger right away. A Preacher, that is kind of nasty. Let's go with Calix though. Gonna put a +1 counter on him, so it's not affected by cut down anymore. Opponent is going to swing through. Big no blocks from us. Another Preacher, yo. Alright, let's go with the Spellbook Vendor. Let's go ahead and pay. Can put a +1 counter on Calix. Put a +1 counter on the Spellbook Vendor. No attacks from us. This Death Touch is really annoying. They have an Unholy Annex as well. No demons yet, so. Another Spellbook Vendor. I will go ahead and pump up our creatures. Let's put a +1 on Calix. Let's go ahead and attack with this guy just for some scry, and we get to create the doll token. Elspeth is a amazing pickup right now. Five, 10. Oh, I think we're so close. 16. Oh, I think that might be lethal. I hope they play a Shieldred or just don't kill any of our creatures, because I think we'll have Exaxes. 1 mana. So cut down is the only thing they have. Oh, even then, I think we still got them because they lost 4 life for that. So, yo, let's go. Elspeth coming in clutch. I think in so many of these games, we've just seen how good these Planeswalkers are. Yeah, so I think the only thing they could have is cut down. So I think, well, putting the Wicked Roll token, yeah, we don't even have the 1 mana to do it. But yeah, we could, even if they remove this guy with a cut down, that's still 16 damage right there. So let's go. Calix was going to swing through, and we could have copied the Dollmaker's shop. Again, it would come in with both sides locked. But yeah, there's kind of the Enchantment Super Friends combo. So another, yeah, easy victory. All right, we're going first. I do like this hand. Unfortunately, the Restless Prairie does come in tapped, but turn 2, get both of these creatures down. Opponent with their own elf. Dusk Legion Duelist, also a nice one, but I think that will have to be a turn 2 play into maybe a Sheltered by Ghosts. Because then we can start putting counters on him, drawing cards, exiling something from the opponent. So they are looking to ramp. They are looking to ramp. All right, so they are definitely a hardcore ramp deck. Yeah, looking to play some dragons. We do hit our land drop, which is really, really nice. And I think let's just go with Caretaker's talent. And no attacks from us. If we do hit our land drop, we can actually drop Elspeth. Oh, that's a pretty nice one as well. Let's hope they don't have any Planeswalkers that can just instantly win the game. Unfortunately, we did not draw, and that's only 2. We will have no tokens. All right, I still think we get this one down. And honestly, I think we still get Sheltered by Ghosts. And let's take one of these from them. So they could play the Bloom Vine. That is a 4/5. Yeah, they do play that one. They gain 3 life. They put a +1 counter on that one probably. That is smart. Do hit another Shelter by Ghost though. I think we play that because we can pay the ward 1. So let's definitely do that. Give me that dragon. We also have ward. We have ward 4 now, so alright, yeah, let's just hope we hit our land drop. Get down some of these Planeswalkers. Even if we don't, we can get down a Johnny next turn. We do have another one that is quite annoying, but alright, we do hit our land drop. So the question is, do we go, I think we go Elspeth. Just so we can start creating some tokens.
More heroes for the cause.
And then no attacks from us. They'll probably attack Elspeth down with their Bloomvine Regent. Gonna be able to put a +1 counter on him. There's a Sarkon. Gonna go ahead and behold a dragon. You can do one on the battlefield. That is crazy. Alright, so they're gonna be putting a lot of +1 counters. They actually don't take out our Elspeth, which is amazing. For sure, I'm going to save Elspeth. Another Dusk Legion Duelist. I think... Let me think what I want to do. Could go with +0. Oh, Calix is a really nice draw. We didn't create any tokens, so let's go ahead and just make a copy of this token right here. Oh, and we get 2 of them thanks to Elspeth. And then we could give this guy double strikes. That's 10. That's only 14. I think we hold off for now. Let's just give him a +1. And then let's attack. So we're up to 29. They just get 1 card draw per turn. And I think we'll be able to keep our Planeswalkers alive, even though they will be able to put a lot of +1 counters. So it's just a land for them. They do choose the Bloomvine Regent, which is kind of crazy. I think they maybe should have spread out some of the love. All right, I think they are for sure. They're all of them on Elspeth. That is honestly super crazy. So 100% will take this land out, and I will definitely trade an elf for an elf, or a not an elf for an elf, but.
This is not the end.
All right, so land for sure. Let's go with Calix. Let's put a +1 on our Dusk Legion Duelist. Get some card draw from that. Could play another one. Yeah, the opponent gives it up. Yeah, our Planeswalkers are just so good with these enchantments. This deck, I'm rolling through the opponents. I think we just give this guy double strike. And even if we attack with just him, they'd be down to 1 HP. We had a bunch of other attackers as well. So, yeah, GG. On to the next one. All right, opponent goes first. We do have all of our Planeswalkers, though, so I'll keep it. Even though, okay, I was going to say, if the opponent is really aggressive, we might be in a little bit of trouble because we don't really have any turn 1 or turn 2 play. Even on turn 3, though, we don't have any ways of putting any creatures on the board, so... Opponent might be trying to make us discard. Is our opponent even here? Who knows? Yes, they are. Alright, so nothing too hasty yet. So I do think turn 3 it will be Caretaker, and turn 4 will be the Overlord. Just to get some tokens down, get some card draw off of that. So honestly, I think we're doing okay. Opponent really hasn't done much themselves either, so I am feeling good about that. We have all of our colors, super easy. I think we only really need green for Calix and our elf. That creature's pretty annoying. We'll definitely take that one out. So they will just be trying to ping us down with their landfall. Ooh, another Sheltered by Ghosts is amazing. 2/4. Honestly, we could go with Elspeth next turn as well. And maybe just start running away by just producing a ton of tokens. Another one of those is kind of crazy. So now every land they play, we're taking 4 damage. So I think change of plan is to actually go double Sheltered by Ghosts. They don't even have a land drop, so... Oh, there is a stick. I hope it's not a burn spell. Alright, it's not, so we will for sure take one of these tokens away. And you know what? I think I'm actually going to go with a Johnny. I'm going to go with a Johnny. Just to put a +1 counter on this guy.
Peace. We must fight for it.
And I will attack
Comes from within.
with this one. Come on, opponent. I will attack with this one. And honestly, I think we got them next turn, potentially. Opponent down to 16. Could play Elspeth next turn. We also have our Overlord coming online in 2 turns as well. So... if we give this guy double strike... oh, that's only 8 damage. Does this trigger? Whenever it enters or attacks, you may. Alright, do we go with Sheltered by Ghosts? Let's honestly do it. Let's put it on this guy. Let's take their Soul of Windgrace. And then... you know what? With this Caretaker's Talent, let's create a copy of this one. Get some card draw, and we drew another Sheltered by Ghosts. Yo, this is... the Shuffler's on something today. Alright, I won't do it to the opponent. We'll go with the Dust Legion Duelist. And then, yeah, let's just put a +1 counter on that guy. And let's honestly just attack with both of them. So opponent's down to 8. We're up to 25. We have a few creatures we can block with. Yeah, it does look like they will want to remove this one, but it does have Ward 2. And they will need at least 1 mana to do that. So that's 3 mana right there. Can they go infinite? Die. Exile it instead. Create a green sapling. I think there is this pretty cool... this opponent is playing a really cool deck. Huge props to the opponent for this. Yeah, they do have a shock, so yeah, they just can't really... is that a land? It's not. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will block one of these guys.
Reconsider your actions.
Yeah, so here comes an Elspeth. Let's just go ahead, give all of our dudes +1, and honestly, I think double strike sounds pretty good, so. Alright, that's 15 damage coming through. We're gonna gain 15 life. Oh, my bad. I forgot that thing had reach, so... do we go Sheltered by Ghost, take one of these away? I don't think so. Our Overlord comes online as well, so now when he attacks, we will get the double tokens from him. So yeah, we know they play Shock. Even though that's not enough to do 3 damage to this guy now, so... I don't really think they can remove our tokens too easily. They do have a Go for the Throat. Cruel Claw. Yeah. They could have attacked our Elspeth down, but yeah, that was again, kind of utter domination again, thanks to our Planeswalkers and some of these enchantments. Yo, we are cruising. Alright, we'll keep this one. We can go Calix on turn 3. into a Sheltered by Ghosts, and then maybe we can start copying it. That would be nasty. Even hit our Elspeth, so things are looking really good. Nice +1 counter on our boy. Let's hope they don't remove him. Yes, play a creature. Oh, it's Natalie. That is honestly kind of scary. But yeah, they have no removal, so... And now Calix has a ward 2. He is up to a 5/4. Big bop. And again, we can take action. So now he has ward 4 actually. So no way the opponent can target us. I think they might be looking for a Zombify though. Ooh, there's a Valgavoth. That is kind of scary. But again, the Eternal Wanderer might come in massively clutch right now. So we do just need to hit our 6 land drop, which we do. So right now we're going to go with Elspeth. Oh, look, this is going to be hilarious. Let's go ahead, give Calix +1 in flying. Big bop. Let's go ahead and take action. Let's go ahead and copy this Sheltered by Ghosts. So we get to create a token that's a copy of it. And what does Elspeth say? If a token gets created, create 2. So we basically just got a double Sheltered by Ghost right there. You get to put so many counters on Calix. And hey, even if you bring back your 9/9 Valgavoth, well, I got a 12/8, baby. So a tally, pretty nice hit for them. Can they just go infinite? No. And what do they get from us? Just a little elf. So that is a massive GG. And again, we are just going to... Yeah, that was nasty. That was... Wow. Guys, I am on a heater with this deck. This deck is really good. Quite a bit of fun as well. So again, what were we going to do that turn? Honestly, I think just play the Eternal Wanderer. I think just with Elspeth, just go +0 again. Just go +0, give Calix flying, attack through for 12 damage, and then create 2 more copies of our Sheltered by Ghosts and just exile, I guess, Italy, and their Rakdos joins up. So they'd just be left with my little elf. So, GG. Hey there, neighbor, and we're back with the post-game wrap, and man, this deck, I feel, at least in my hands, really, really good. Our early game, Optimistic Scavenger, Dust Legion Duelist, Spellbook Vendor, and Calix, Guided by Fate, as well as our little elf, can't forget about him. Pretty good early game, but honestly, I feel like it's these 3 Planeswalkers that just tie this deck together so nicely. I think in basically every single game, we saw that these Planeswalkers, even this 3-mana Ajani, I rarely see him get played, but yeah, being able to put a +1 counter, obviously best creature to put a +1 counter on is the Dust Legion Duelist for some draw. Caretaker's Talent, we already know how good that card is for some card draw as well, so yeah. I never really feel like, man, we're just stuck in top deck mode. And I think in that last game, you guys saw Calix with Sheltered by Ghosts and Elspeth Stormslayer. You can just give Calix flying so he can attack over the top basically every single creature, unless the opponent are playing creatures with flying or with reach, but there's not too many of those that we saw today at least. So yeah, you give Calix flying so he gets through with damage, and then you can create a copy of Sheltered by Ghosts, and the copy is a token. Elspeth doubles that token as well. So yeah, I think, how many copies of Sheltered by Ghosts did we have on Calix? It was either 3 or maybe it was going to be 5. I think it was 3, and it was going to go up to 5, which is absolutely hilarious. But yeah, not just Elspeth, but the Eternal Wanderer. Again, I have not seen her in a hot minute, but really good Planeswalker, especially when you combined it with Elspeth. I don't think we got it down today, or did we? I know in the last game I could have played the Eternal Wanderer, and again, just her +0 ability creating a 2/2 double striking samurai that, of course, you would create 2 of those tokens then with Elspeth. Be really, really nice. And yeah, honestly, Ajani, Caller of the Pride, just to give a creature flying a double strike, especially after all the counters we put on the creatures, yeah, oftentimes you'll have a 4, 5, 6 toughness and 6 power creature with double strike. You can really close out games pretty quickly that way as well. So yeah, overall, I really like this deck. I think you could rank up, you know, pretty decently with it, even though we didn't face too much aggro. But again, the Sheltered by Ghost with the life gain, I think does help with that quite a bit. So if you can kind of stabilize early game, I think against your aggro matchup, you'll be sitting pretty as well. So yeah, honestly, really not much more to say about this deck. It was a lot of fun to play. I felt like the land situation was really good as well. I never really felt like, man, we really, really need to hit a land drop. Because we always did. Most of them come in untapped as well. Of course, the Razorverge Thicket and the Restless Prairie. Those will come in tapped. Restless Prairie just always comes in tapped. The Thicket, if it's past turn 3, then it will come in tapped. But yeah, honestly, lands feel pretty good. Of course, Llanowar Elf can help fix some mana a little bit as well. So yeah, 2 thumbs up from me, and I'm going to end it like I always end it. I love you guys. Peace out.